Hey guys, I know I've already made this video, but I've come to make it even better, and I just kind of wanted to showcase it because I think this is actually probably one of the best ways to build this Fist to Heaven's Hammered-in build. It's either the best or one of the best. I can't really find anything that makes it better. So I'll just kind of jump into it. Also, I just want to say I am sick. Sorry if I'm coughing and being annoying. I just want to throw that out there. But yeah, let's go into it. Let's jump into the stats real quick. So I didn't put any points into strength. I have high dex here, and I have a lower chance to block. And the reason for that is actually because of my shield that I chose. Only because it had 43 to all resist, and I haven't found anything better yet. So once I get something that has higher chance to block, then I'll be using that for sure. But yeah, just dumping everything into vitality pretty much is what you want to do once you get that 75% to block. For items, Heart of the Oak, Vex with, Shaco with a Vex rune in it for the maximum fire resist, and I'll get into that a little bit later. I have this 2 Paladin skills, 18% faster cast rate, and the higher faster cast rate is really important for this build, so it's a bit on the expensive side. So of course, I already showed Spirit, Enigma, Bolt Kathos, because we don't really need 2 SOJs. One is enough, and it gives you life, so why not? Arachnid's Mesh, you know, staple, Mage Fist, blah blah blah, and I have these boots here that give 20, like a bunch of resistances. I would use a War Traveler's if I found this amulet with 20% to all resistances, and that's just because this build does lack Magic Find. I mean, I'm at 230. That's a pretty good amount, but I can increase it quite a bit if I had 20 to all resistances here and then swap this out for like a War Travelers or something. For the swap, we just got Call to Arms and a Spirit, and in our inventory we have 7 of these combat skills. These are really important because Fist to Heavens really needs plus to skills to really bump up that damage to start tearing through stuff. And then my last charm is just a Geed's Fortune, just for the magic find and stuff. The stuff below that I have are just some life resist charms, some magic find charms, Nihilus, and Hellfire. That's it pretty much. I think I covered everything in the items. Merc, I just have like some cheap shit, Treachery, Insight, Demon Head, and Dariel's Visage with a Rowel. Yep, that's about that. I don't think I'm missing anything. For skills, we're gonna go with just 1 point in these, just to go down the chain to get 1 point in redemption. And then we're actually gonna go 1 points all the way to get Fist to Heavens, and we're gonna max this guy out with Holy Bolt, Blessed Hammer. These are all maxed out here. 1 point here, 1 point here, 1 point here. That's all we need. For offensive auras, we just need to go down the chain till we get to concentration, and we're gonna max this out first because this gives 15% damage to your hammer, whereas the Blessed Aim and Vigor only give 14%. Plus, you get this nice aura for your mercenary if you want to put that on for him when you're doing hammers. It's just a little nice touch. After maxing this guy out, I put all into Vigor just because when I'm moving through town, it's nice to have that speed just to run to your like waypoints and stuff. Do not put any here because you're a hybrid. You don't really have the extra points to do this, which is why I put the Vex in my Shaco. There might be a better way about going about this, but I haven't figured it out yet. and if I do, I'll let you guys know. So how does this build work? You pretty much just have Fist of Heavens up and teleport the entire time. You don't really need any auras to use Fist of Heavens because the damage all comes from Holy Bolts, and you're like, the target you click on, it gets the lightning damage, but then the Holy Bolts flare out per monster that is within its vicinity, and that's where all your damage comes from. So if there's like 20 mobs, then like 20 Holy Bolts are going to fly out. So this build does more damage with monster density. And I'd just like to point out that Holy Bolt only does damage to demons and undead, so you want to farm in those areas. Which is why we are a Hammer Hybrid, so if we run into something that is not an undead or demon, then you definitely want to switch to Hammer and concentration for that easy kill. Also, what I've noticed is if you use your Fist of Heavens, this is kind of just like a little advanced play style with this build. You don't want to click the target that is in the middle of the monster density, because if you click, when the Holy Bolts flare out from the Fist of Heavens, and once they hit their target, they don't stop, they keep moving. So it's better to actually cast your Fist of Heavens on the outside edge of a monster density group. That way, all of the Holy Bolts, they just concentrate into like one mass tidal wave, if that makes sense. And I'll go through some farming, and you might be able to see what I'm talking about in that regard. As far as damage goes, this is pretty damage heavy and also really tanky, surprisingly. Oh, I forgot to mention, if you do go into areas where you're farming like Whirlstone Keep and there's a bunch of lightning boys, it's a good idea to have Wisp Projector just on the offside. You can throw that on there if you're having trouble. I don't really have trouble with it, but I mean, sometimes they do some spicy damage, so you can just throw that on there. Yeah, that's it. This build does have a bit of magic find, and we are also capped on our faster cast rate, which is really, really nice. And then I was going to go into damage here. So if you want to see, I got my Holy Bolts doing 5.2 to 5.3k damage, which is a lot considering if you're looking for those monster density groups, then more often than not, you're going to have 2 to 3 Holy Bolts hitting the same target sometimes, which is a lot of damage. And if you want to switch to hammers, I got like 6.4k. Well, I'm like half a hammerdin, I would say. I think that's reasonable. So this build is an insane farmer. We'll just kind of go through. Alright, you want to look for these monster densities and shoot on the outside areas. And just go for like the density groups. Don't really care about like the little 1s and 2s here. You're gonna farm the fastest with that big ol' monster density. And another thing that you can do is, like, before Diablo spawns, you can stand, like, right about here and just start casting hammers. And then when he shows up, you just nuke him with this, and now you got, like, hammers and holy bolts hitting him at the same time. You can kind of do the same thing when you are in the World Zone Keep, farming Val's minions too. That's a pretty good strategy. As far as places to farm, you can go to the pit. You can go to the Countess, which is really good. You can go kill Andariel. You can go to Arcane Sanctuary, which is a great area. You can go to the tombs. Surprisingly, this is really great for the tombs. Player jungle sometimes, when most of the mobs are just those little demon guys. Travancore, you can go kill Mephisto. You can go kill Diablo like I just did. You can go and kill Baal. Yeah, like this build is pretty good. Like, you can go anywhere to farm. Just the more monster density there is, and the more demons and undead, that should be your preferred area to farm. So I can go and show you guys farming in the tomb, and I have found like a lot of runes going here. You can see I'm casting it on the outside edge of the monster group. I'm gonna look for something just to show, because sometimes you get some insane monster density in here. So like, I come over here, cast on this guy, all those holy bolts just flare out like a tidal wave. You can see that a little bit better, I think. Let's go look for some skellies. My favorite area to farm is when you got those, oh here, there's a lot of guys. Yeah, you can see all that tidal wave. And for these lightning guys, you can cast your hammers, no problem. Easy peasy peasy. Let's go try and find some skellies. Oh, here we go. So this would be a really good, like, example if I just come over here and cast one Fist of Heavens. Like, see how much damage that does? Like, just casting it over here and all the holy bolts just fly out and tidal wave, just kill everything. This is a pretty fun area to farm in. It's just super low effort, just one bolt. Everything dies, killing a million things at once. Super low effort. What is this?
Impossible.
Nothing's impossible. Pick it up. Oh, I don't care about it. Okay. So yeah, you guys kind of get the idea. I do stream on Twitch sometimes. I hope I'm not missing anything. So if you guys have any questions for me, you can go to my Twitch. If I'm streaming on Diablo, it's just twitch.hydnu, which is HEIDNU. I can spell it out here. So that's it. Just twitch.tv/hydnu. Yep. Thanks for watching my video. Hope you try this out. It's a lot of fun. Just double checking, making sure I didn't miss anything, because I was moving kind of quick with this. Yep. Alright. See you guys later.